Welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel again. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'll be talking to you about yeast infection, yeast overgrowth, and leaky gut syndrome. I think you need to know this is black woman's health. As a matter of fact, black people's health. Because black woman and child, black man, woman and child, for you I have so much love. Okay? So we need to share the message with others as we get it. So sickness, before I get into the matter, sickness is our disease is caused because of what we put in our body. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you understand what I'm saying. Just like a little child growing up, you let that child keeps reciting their ABC, ABC, ABC until they get it, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, until they can sing it, even though they don't really know it, But because if you ask them, what is the letter that comes after M? They'll have to start from A, B, C, D before, but at least the good thing about that is that they have an idea how to get to that. So you're going to hear me tell you over and over that sickness or disease is caused because of what we put in our body. I was going to say that the food that we put in our body, but it's not only we don't get the synthetic food that we put in our body is what causes us to be sick. But it's not, we don't only get synthetic things from food. We absorb things through our skin. So whatever thing that is not natural, whatever cream and stuff that is not natural, we put that on our skin, like lotion and all these things that is not good for us. It absorbs through our skin and it can cause us to be sick. Right? We get injections, vaccines, these things, if they are not natural stuff, these things will cause us to be sick. Whatever we drink, if they are not natural, they cause us to be sick. And the food, if they are not natural, they cause us to be sick. We, the black people, concentrating on the black race, we are natural people. We are natural. We were created naturally by the Creator from the dust of the earth. So whatever we should put in our body must be natural. Whatever we put in our body must be compatible with us. Compatibility is working together without conflict. So many of the things that they make for us is not working together with our body without conflict. It is causing a lot of side effect, and that is the problem. It might be good for something, but it causes a lot of other problems that can be good. Okay? So you're going to hear me say it again. Sickness. Why do we get sick? It's because we are not following our manufacturer. Because our manufacturer said that we should eat the things that he plant from the trees and from the herbs. That is what is food from us. Out of the ground shall come food for the black race. But we are eating what man make. What man make is synthetic, and they know it, and they're deliberately making it for us, and they are giving it to us. I don't want to stray, but I want to show you that whatever sickness that you have, whatever problem you have with your brain, your eyes, or whatever it is caused because of what we put in our body. That is not natural to us. So always remember that. We are natural people. Black people are natural people. So black people need natural stuff. And if we follow the Creator who made us, then we'll be good. Just like if you buy a car. You follow your car manufacturer. You maintain your car with your manufacturer. And your car run good for long years without any problem. It's the same thing. We have to follow our manufacturer. But what we are doing, we are not doing that. We are following man. And man is controlled by the devil. So man is twisting up everything, moving us away from nature, give us synthetic things and all these things, try to mess up our mind, because they want to end our existence. They want to take our souls. They want to stray still, but that must be said, that the devil controls the leaders of the world, and they are working against the people of the Creator. Just remember that. Just remember I say that to you. Okay? So whatever we put in our body, whatever unnatural things we put in our body, whatever we put on our skin that is unnatural, whatever we drink that is unnatural, whatever we eat that is unnatural, whatever injection or vaccination that they give us that is unnatural, it will affect us. because we are natural people. Whatever we put in our body must be compatible, and compatibility is working together without conflict. Okay, so let me get to the meat of the matter, because I don't like to stray. You see, when I'm talking about these things, come like I don't want to stop, but I don't want to stray from the point. I'm going to talk about yeast infection and leaky gut syndrome. Right, yeast infection that affect women mostly. Yeast infection affect women mostly. So most time when you go on the internet and you ask about the cause of leak, the causes of yeast infection, they will probably give you some things like poor nutrition, right? They tell you like poor nutrition, lack of sleep, and infections. They will tell you that diabetes, and they will tell you all kind of things. But these things are not really the cause of it. Okay, these things are not the cause of the yeast infection. These things might aggravate the yeast. They might tell us that too many sugar, when you intake sugar and milk and all these things, but these things are not the cause. These things are just, when the yeast is there, the sugar and dairy and meat and all those things, we just aggravate it, makes it grow. It's like a feeding for them. But without the yeast there, if you eat sugar and all these things, you won't have a yeast infection. So they're not telling you the cause of it. Right? So I'm here to show you the cause and how we can get rid of this thing. And remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a person that reads and understands and would like to share with you. Because the black race has been at a deficit when it comes down to education and knowledge. We just don't know how to do things. We just don't know, because that was not taught to us. Right? Education was taken away from us, and it still is. I mean, education, we might be able to fix a car, fix aircraft, fix radios, fix TV, fix the refrigerator and all these things. That is good, but the education of life, of how to live, of what causes sickness, of how to treat ourselves, how to take care of our ear, how to treat our husband, how to treat our wives, how to grow our children. These are the things that were not taught to us, and these things are critical. These things are critical. The laws of the land that we need to know in order to follow it. These things are not taught to us, so we just barely just doing whatever we feel like. Yeah, if we see something and we like it, we just do it, and that is not good. We need to be taught. So the leaders of the country should organize a way in which the citizens are taught on an organized level. We just don't know, and that is the problem with us. And then another thing that the powers that be have caused to happen to us is that even though they know that education is the key that can build any country or any people, they do not encourage it. And when people like me, Dr. Sabi, and many other people who are showing us certain things, guess what? We are programmed not to listen to each other. So a lot of you might be listening to this thing and you're not going to believe. You're going to say, who is that youth? Well, him know. Because we're expecting our leaders to be telling us these things, and those things are not going to happen. You have to understand that the wrestle that the Bible speaks about is that it's not of flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers in high places. That's where your prime minister comes in. That's where your president comes in. That's where your governor general and all these big people comes in. They are just not going to do certain things because they are controlled by the devil. That's just the reality. You're going to find it very hard to believe that. But like I said, you have been programmed not to listen to me because I have no sense. Who am I? I'm just a little guy that you see walking up and down on the street. Huh? I'm nobody, man. But if you read and understand, you would realize the same thing in the Bible, that the one that you call Jesus, when he was born, he never born to the rich people. He never born and come from an upscale. He born in a manger with animals. That is to show you certain things. And when he become of age and he wanted to pick people to follow him, he didn't go into the schools and get the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He didn't go get the professors. He didn't get these people. He get the fishermen. He get the farmers. And he used those people. So it's the same thing is happening now. I don't have to have an education. from their university. I will not be a Pharisee and not study seas. I'll still be a fisherman like what the Father is using right now. So don't look down upon the messenger when the messenger come with the word. You have to accept. Or you know what. So anyway, I don't want to stray. That was just needed to be said. So I'm talking about yeast infection and leaky gut syndrome. Many of us don't really know what it is and what causes it, and many women, many family have been suffering from that, because it is something that really affects family, really affects women, black women especially. Everything is just targeted at us. We just have to work harder for everything. Everything is taken away from us. But at the end of the day, people, let us not fight and kill each other, okay? And the only way we can live without fighting and killing each other is if our mind is renewed. And the only way our mind can be renewed, we have to stop put the toxic food in our body. We have to start to put the natural food in our body, and to get rid of the waste that has been built up in our body, in our mind, to cause us to want to see ourselves as ugly, to see our brother as our enemy. It is the food is the foundation of what they are using to control us. I keep telling people that, and they don't want to see. They don't want to understand and hear what I'm saying. The food is the foundation, because the food messes up our mind. And once a man mind mess up, you can have him to do anything. But when a man have a firm, clean mind, you can't get him to do certain things. He's going to stand up for righteousness. Anyway, forgive me, because you don't know I love to talk about certain things, and I get so, Anyway, still, so before we go into the yeast infection, you need to know about some terminologies. Candida albicans, right? What is Candida albicans? Candida albicans is a yeast-like fungal that is found in small amount in normal human intestinal tract. So once you have a normal intestinal tract, you're going to have Candida in there, but it's going to be in small amount, right? They say it is kept in check by the body's own bacteria, the body's own helpful bacteria. So within the intestinal wall, you have good bacteria and bad bacteria, right? The good bacteria keep the bad bacteria in check, right? So albican can increase in numbers. Listen to this part. Albicans, this is what you call the yeast, Candida yeast, can increase in numbers when the balance is disturbed, to cause candidiasis of the intestinal tract or yeast infection of other parts of the body, right? So you get that? So another terminology that you need to know is leaky gut syndrome. Since we're going to do it, they say leaky gut syndrome is a proposed digestive condition where the intestinal lining allows bacteria and toxins into the bloodstream. So leaky gut syndrome is a proposed. They say it's a proposed because many doctors, they don't believe in this. They don't believe that this condition exists. So that's why they say it's a proposed digestive condition where the intestinal lining allows bacteria and toxins into the bloodstream. And that is very dangerous, because the bloodstream must be pure. So if toxins and waste and all these things are going into your bloodstream, you can imagine the different sicknesses that you might be facing. So leaky gut syndrome is a term that many people apply to a chronic increase in the permeability of the intestinal lining. Permeability allows something to go through something, right? Many doctors and healthcare professionals do not recognize leaky gut syndrome as a diagnosable condition. So they are saying, however, further research into the area may help doctors to better understand the mechanism and implication in humans. See? So some theorize that in leaky gut syndrome, gaps in the intestinal walls allow bacteria and other toxins to pass into the bloodstream. So just imagine if this condition is really real, right? And these people do not recognize it. Imagine all of us are sick, because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you as we go along. I don't want to run ahead, but you're going to see the danger of this thing if this thing is real, and I believe it is. Okay, so what they say now. So some of the symptoms that you might have when it comes on to leaky gut syndrome, right? it will cause is chronic diarrhea or constipation or bloating. You will have nutritional deficiencies. You're going to be fatigued, have headaches, confusion, difficulty concentrating, skin problems such as acne or eczema, joint pain, and widespread inflammation. Okay, so the causes of leaky gut syndrome, what they are proposed is that this is what they say: there are no definable causes of leaky gut syndrome. That's what they say. However, various risk factors can disrupt the gut microbiota and contribute to increased IP in general. That is the intestinal permeability in general. So, and they are saying that these things include, is that the factors that they talk about that can disrupt the gut microbiota and cause the intestinal wall to leak are like poor nutrition. That's what they are saying, alcohol consumption, infections, autoimmune disorders such as lupus, diabetes, stress. These are the things that they say. They say there's no definable causes anyway, but they are saying these are the things that can maybe cause the leaky gut syndrome. These are not causes. These are like symptoms. And this is what they always do. They tell you the symptom as the cause. These are not causes. These are symptoms. Even though they say there are no defined causes, but there's always a cause for everything that happened, man. They just don't want to tell you. Because if they tell you the cause of it and you solve it, you can't get to go to them every day and give them your money. It's all about money for them. They love money more than life. Money is what they worship. You don't believe, right? Money is what they worship. They sell their soul to get money. And the more money they get, is the more they want. They just can't satisfy. And without satisfaction, you cannot be happy. No matter what you have, if you are not satisfied, you cannot be happy. And you will have nothing. And as long as you're happy with as long as you're satisfied with the nothing that you have, you're gonna be the happiest person alive. So even though they're saying that there's no real cause, they give us some things that might cause it. That's what they say. There's no real diagnosis cause, but they give us something that might cause it. And so what they're saying now, some treatment that you might use to improve the gut. So this is their thing, So since many doctors do not consider leaky gut to be a legitimate medical condition, there is no standard treatment. So there you go again. Many doctors do not consider it to be a legitimate medical condition. So there is no standard treatment. That's what they're saying. So you go into your doctor every single day, they're not going to ever look upon this because they not see it as a problem. So however, dietary and lifestyle changes may help people to improve the strength of their intestinal barrier. Right, so they are saying that these things can. So even though they don't believe in it, still they might give you some things that can strengthen you just in case. And one of these things are eating food rich in prebiotic fiber, such as vegetable, whole grain. Yes, eating less meat, dairy, and eggs, which black people are not supposed to eat these things. Black people are not supposed to eat egg, meat, and dairy. None at all. That's not good for us. Avoiding added sugars and artificial sweetness. Black people are not supposed to eat those either. We're not supposed to eat sugar and meat and dairy and eggs. We're not supposed to eat those things. We are different. We are different from these people that can eat anything. So that's one of the things that why we are so sick, because we keep putting in things in our body that is not for us. We are not supposed to eat meat and all this crap, but they give it to us, sicken us. So anyways, so it's another thing that they say. Listen to this carefully. The following lifestyle changes can improve digestion and support a healthy gut: exercising regularly, getting enough sleep every night, reducing stress, avoiding unnecessary use of antibiotics, quitting smoking. Alright, you see this thing that they put right here, say avoiding unnecessary use of antibiotics. You see this word that's called antibiotics? This is the problem. They are saying avoid unnecessary use of antibiotics. Antibiotics is not supposed to be used none at all. So they should have said avoid using antibiotic. But they say avoid using unnecessary. So this is the problem with yeast infection. But you see how they put it? They don't put it as the cause. They put it as saying that lifestyle changes can do that. You'll have to really do some research. When you're looking about these things, you have to really do some research to really see the cause of it. Because it's there, you know, but it's just not right up in your face. Like many things that is good for us, it's just not right there as you look, you see it. It's either being disguised or something like that, or cover up. So you really have to understand the thing in order for you to see what it is. So what they say now, leaky gut, the summary is that leaky gut syndrome is a proposed intestinal condition in which a weakening of the intestinal walls allows bacteria and toxins into the bloodstream. Many medical professionals do not recognize leaky gut syndrome as a diagnosable condition, and more research is necessary to understand the mechanisms and implications in human body. So you see, they need more research. How long do they need more research for? And imagine if this thing is going on from the inception of antibiotics. This thing has been going on, you know. How long have they been giving us antibiotics, right? And if this thing has been, I should have done a research and to see how long they come up with this antibiotics thing. See? And then we'll have known that from the inception of antibiotics, this problem has been. And then they are saying that they still need more research to go and see if this thing is a real condition. So imagine, wait on them. Just imagine if this thing is real. And just imagine if this thing is real and you're waiting on them. What's going to happen to you? So this is just the other side of the story. I remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a person that reads and understands. I would like to share with my black race, my black woman, my black man, my black children, of what it is that I think, so they can look into it, because education is what have been taken away from us, and we need to educate each other. So we need to listen to each other. Let us undo the programming in which we don't listen to each other, because if I have to have a qualification for you to listen to me, I have to have a qualification that man give me for me to talk like this. I'm not created by man, so why do I need to go to a school? If I don't go to a school and have a doctorate and a PhD, if I'm not a prime minister or president, or if I'm not trained in the field, or saying that I cannot talk like this, I'm not trained as a mechanic, but I fix my car. You understand? I'm not trained as a mechanic, but I diagnose my car and do a lot of things on it. So what are you saying? Because I'm not trained as a mechanic, I cannot fix the car? So if I'm telling you that if you're trying to start your car and I tell you that the battery is dead, you're not going to listen to me because I'm not a mechanic. So be it. That's up to you. So be it. But we need to unprogram the program that they have put in us. We need to listen to each other as a race and let us build each other. That's what we need to do. We need to build each other, not fight against each other. I'm not going to know everything, and if I said something if I'm saying something that is not, if you are sure that what I'm saying is not right, then you share, because it's for me to learn as well as for you. It's not for me to bombard you down with what I think is right. It's not. You understand? We need to help each other and share with each other. So we talk about leaky gut syndrome and these things. And so what we're talking about now, antibiotics. Antibiotics. What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicines that fight bacterial infections in people and animals. They work by killing the bacteria. So you see, antibiotics work by killing the bacteria. That's how it works. Or making it very difficult for bacteria to grow and multiply. So that's what antibiotic does. They are medicines that fight bacterial infection in animals and people, and they work by killing the bacteria or by making it very difficult for it to grow or multiply. That's antibiotics. And antibiotics can be taken in many different ways. You can do it orally by mouth, such as with pills or capsules or liquids, right? You can do it topically by putting it in on as cream and stuff, putting on your skin, such as cream and spray, eye drops, ear drops, and these things. You can administer antibiotics like that too. And you can also administer antibiotics into IVs, intravenously, that is IV. For more serious infection, you can use IV and get, IV is a big old bag with water that they push needle. When you go to the doctor and you say drip, the one that you call drip, that's your IV. So they can, it depends on the serious infection, they can put a big bag of antibiotics out there and make it drip in your system, which you don't want that. You're not animal people. You're created naturally. So anything that you put in your body must be natural. So look at this now. So sometimes the information is out there, but because it is not emphasized to us or repeated to us, we just overlook it and ignore it. So we don't know the seriousness of it because someone never emphasized it to us. We might heard about it, but like I said, because it's just one time or two times, or maybe the person they never talk serious enough, or maybe the person that mentioned it to you is not really somebody that you look up to. Because you say him don't know him, I say and all these things. But this is what they say. So this is, when I go and research further, I finally find this thing. What is antibiotics? So antibiotics, what are the side effects now? The side effects of antibiotics range from minor to very severe. Some of the common side effects include rash. Yes, if you take antibiotics, you might get rash. Nausea. Let me see, you feel upset like you want to vomit and them thing there. Diarrhea. Go to the bathroom and be a water something come out. And this is the thing that they put for last. Yeast infections. So the 4 side effects that they have, side effects of antibiotics, are rash, nausea, diarrhea, and yeast infection. So see, they tell you that antibiotics causes yeast infection. They tell you. Or maybe not, they didn't tell you, but they know. But they do not tell you. But they still give you they give you antibiotics every time you go to the doctor. Alright, so why is it important now? This is something that you need to know also. When you're taking antibiotics, it is important only to take it when they are needed. If you should ask me, I'll tell you, not take none. But they are saying that it is important that you take it when necessary because they can cause side effects and can contribute to antibiotic resistance. Whether you take it unnecessarily or take it as prescribed, it's going to cause side effect. It's a must. So antibiotic resistance happens when the bacteria change and become able to resist the effects of antibiotic. This means that the bacteria continue to grow. So when you feed on antibiotics, every day you go sick, you go doctors. If you look at headache, you go to a doctor. And they full up you with antibiotic. Then say too much of one thing no good for you, right? When you continue to do that, it's going to make you have antibiotic resistance. And the antibiotic resistance now, that means that the bacteria is going to say, me get used to this right here now, so guess what? It's going to build up a resistance because you're giving it the same things. Like a child, if a child is in the home and you keep beating the child for every little thing, you don't talk to the child, none at all. Or you talk to him one time and you expect him to just obey you. Children are going to be children. You cannot tell him one time and enough and he's not going to do it. Because as he grows, he's trying to learn and program himself. He's trying to set his way. So when you talk to a youth and you not do it one time, you feel like you're kidding with it. Bop, 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 bop. Everything you do, you're killing with it. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop, bop. You box him down, you kick him down. Box him down, you kick him down. At one point in time, he's going to come where all the box and the kick and the thump where you do to him, him now going to feel nothing and him no business about you. Him going to get more boisterous because him get resistance to your beating because every time you do it. It's the same thing with the antibiotics. If you keep taking it, you can have something named antibiotic resistance. Right? Because it's not good. It's not good for you. So the body resists it. So the bacteria now that you're trying to kill with the antibiotic, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and get out of hand. And then what's going to happen? You're going to left as a body for bacteria. Because nothing will help you, basically. Not your antibiotic, that is. So when I go and check the CDC now, because I want to confirm, because since the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, since they're in every country, around every country, like them are the only Them are the only place. Them are the only thing. Them are control the world basically. So I go on their side to hear what they are saying, and this is what they have: antibiotic prescribing and use. Be antibiotics aware is a national effort to help fight antibiotic resistance and improve antibiotic prescribing and use. This is what the CDC is saying. So you have to be antibiotics aware. Antibiotics can save lives. That's what they are saying. Them always say so. Everything them give you can save lives. That's what they say. So antibiotics can save lives. But anytime antibiotics are used, they can cause side effects and contribute to the development of antibiotic resistance. There it is. This is from the CDC. This is not my thing. So you see, me kind of dep on par though. This is not my thing. I use their thing. Okay? So that they are saying that we should use that and be careful of what. So, alright now. So you get a little understanding. Another thing that you should probably know about is that you might hear me say about gut flora. Gut flora are gut microbes. Gut flora, gut microbe, these are the things that, these are the bacteria they say that lives in the intestine. They are there to help in digestion and to protect the intestinal wall, right? The gut flora. So there I tell you about some definition and terminology that is good for you to know. Now we're going to go into the meat of the matter of how does antibiotics really cause the yeast overgrowth and the leaky gut syndrome. Alright? So yeast overgrowth is a general is caused because of the side effect of antibiotics, right? All of these drugs that you take have side effects. All of them have side effects. So when you take antibiotics, what it does, it destroys the good bacteria that is supposed to keep the candida bacteria in check. So without, when the antibiotic kill those good bacteria supposed to keep the candida bacteria in check, because the antibiotic cannot, it doesn't affect the candida bacteria, it only affects the other bacteria. So when you kill them off, there's no bacteria now to keep the candida bacteria in check. So it's like a child, if a child by himself at home and you say, do your homework by 7 o'clock, go to your bed by 9, and you lay down some rules, and once you're there, the child obey these rules. But once you're not there, you can't tell him say he must go to bed 9 o'clock. I'll tell you, say if you go doing homework by 7, he might go maybe go 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock before he go in bed, because nobody's there to control the youth. So the same thing with the candida and the good bacteria. So the antibiotic kill the good bacteria and leave the candida bacteria, because it doesn't affect the candida bacteria. So when the good bacteria is not there to keep the candida bacteria in check, the candida bacteria grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. It grows uncontrollably and it grows in large amount, right? And then it fills up the intestinal tract, take up all the space in the intestinal wall, and it grows and it grows and it grows until it starts to rub against. So this is what causes the yeast infection, the overgrowth now, because the good bacteria is not there to keep the candida bacteria in check. It grows and it grows and it grows. So you have an overgrowth. Now, when this overgrowth becomes too enormous, this is when you have a leaky gut syndrome now, because it grows and it grows and it fills up all the space in the intestinal tract and it rubs against the intestinal walls, right? And it damages it. It's like an abrasion, something that rubs. Yeah, abrasion. It rubs and it cuts it and it bores holes inside of it. Now when these holes are there now, it allows the same yeast and any undigested proteins or any fecal matter or waste into the bloodstream. So this is where you have your leaky gut syndrome now, when the intestines is damaged, and it allow the yeast and the fecal matters and the waste to go into your bloodstream. Now the thing with this now, when that happen now, this thing it imitates a lot of different diseases. When this happens, when all these things goes in your bloodstream, it makes it, you have signs, or it shows signs or symptoms of many other disease. And remember that this is a condition that the doctors nowadays, they do not consider as a problem. So just imagine if, just not just imagine, this thing is real, because we have seen that one of the side effects of antibiotics is yeast infection. We have seen that, and now we have seen where how comes it comes into play now to be what it is. So it is a real thing, but yet still your doctors, they do not see it as one of those problems. So if it is so, and you are not going to get treatment for this thing, then sorry for us, we are in problem. But this is where we comes in now. This is where I come in, and people, like many people, want to help us. We want to help the black race. So there we see that it is so. So that is what happened. That is what happened when it comes on to yeast overgrowth and antibiotics. So you will be going to your doctor for many years, right? Paying your money and getting some things until probably they just say probably it's in your head. They give you antidepressant and probably say it's in your head because they cannot find a problem with it. So my suggestion for all of those who have been going to doctor regularly, right? And what I have studied also is that antibiotics is not only given in medications. So, but when you eat your meat, because antibiotics is used as a preservative for your meat, your fish and stuff like that. So when you intake your meat, antibiotics is there as well. So imagine you love to go to doctor, right? And then you love to eat your meat. I remember that they say that antibiotic must be taken when necessary only, else you're going to have an antibiotic resistance. So imagine you go to your doctor and they're giving you antibiotics, and then you're eating the meat that they put antibiotic as preservative on. That's double jeopardy for you, right? So you're getting antibiotics in your medication and in your meat. So it seems as if it is the vegetarians who are okay then, right? Not so fast, because antibiotics is also used to spray on your vegetables as a pesticides and thing. So anywhere you take it, you say anywhere you turn Makajukyo, right? You're between a rock and a hard place. So these people know about the danger of antibiotics, but yet still they are giving it to us in medication. They are putting it on our meat, which we should not eat meat in the first place, and then they are putting our vegetable. So if you say you don't eat meat but you eat vegetable, you're still going to get antibiotics inside of you. So the best thing to do when you're planting, get the natural seeds and natural food, and just don't put any pesticides on it, man, or get natural pesticides. There are always natural things that can get rid of. There are always natural things out there, but these people choose not to use the natural things because they cannot control the natural things. The natural things is given to us free in nature. So when they make their things now, then they can sell us. It's all about money for them. So there we have it. So antibiotics is not only given in medication, but also in your meat, your food, and also in your vegetable. So that's the cause, that's the problem, and there I have a solution. So this is a solution which will work. Like I said, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm just giving my suggestion. So it is your right to consult your physician before you take anything, before you do anything in this thing. So in order to get rid of this thing and to make it better, we have to stop the cause of the problem, right? We have to fix the gut, and we have to build back the microbe that were killed by the antibiotics, right? So first thing, we have to clean out the yeast, flush it out, get rid of it, kill it and get rid of it, and then we build back the intestinal walls, right? And then we take probiotics to build back the good bacteria, all right? So two things that we need are very good to kill yeast, right? So we need black walnut and pardiaco. So only 4 things we need to do this thing, and your time. You have to believe first. You get these 4 things, and your time and your patience. Black walnut and pardiaco, right? You need probiotics, and you need slippery elm. So you need black walnut, pardiaco, slippery elms, and probiotics. So this is a suggested way of getting rid, and I believe everybody need to do this thing. I believe everybody need to do it. Every black man need to do this thing, because this thing might be affecting us, right? This thing might be affecting all of us, because it's not something that they recognize, and it might be affecting us. So what we need to do now is what you're gonna do, you're gonna mix the black walnut and the pardiaco, right, together. You're going to make like probably 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. So you combine them and you take 1 tablespoon or so, 1.5 tablespoon. Each one of these things that you buy, they should have a suggested usage. So you just follow what they're saying. But a suggested usage now is say 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of water, right? And you're going to make enough, like say probably 1 quart each day. You're going to drink that, okay? You're going to drink it for like say 3 days, 2 to 3 days. You make black walnut and pardiaco, mix them together, put them in a pot. So the measurement is like 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of water. You put it on the fire and let it simmer like for like 20 to 25 minutes. Then you wait till it is cool, and then you drink it. This is to kill the yeast, right? This is to kill the yeast. Kill and flush out the yeast. And this should send you to the bathroom. But if it doesn't send you to the bathroom, you need to get something like prune juice. You can drink prune juice along with this, because prune juice is something that loosens your bowels and send you to the bathroom. Because when you kill the yeast, you want the yeast to come out of you. Even though the pardiac and the black walnut should be able to do that. But you need something else that, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't send it to the bathroom, you need something like prune juice that will send it to the bathroom to clean it out, right? So after you do that for 2 to 3 days, right, what you're going to do now is you're going to find something. You're going to get a bottle of something named slippery elm. Slippery elm. Slippery elm. Slippery elm now is to use to coat and smooth. It lubricates the intestinal walls, right? And it heals the cuts and all these things. Yeah, so you need slippery elm. And you're gonna take slippery elm like for 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, so you take it, you get some capsules. I think they come in capsules. Or if they come in a bush format, you take it like probably 5 times a day, right? If you get it in capsule, you take like probably 2 capsules 3 times a day. If it's in the bush, you get it, you drink it like 5 times a day. Make a decoction of it and you do it like 5 times a day. If it's a capsule format, you take it like 2 capsules 3 times a day for 2 to 3 weeks. Then after that, now you go back to the black walnut and the pardiaco, and you take it for 2 to 3 days again. Remember how you made the black walnut and pardiaco? You had mixed them together, and you take 1 teaspoon to like 1 cup of water. And you're supposed to make like a quart per day, and you drink like 2 to 3 days, 5 times a day, 2 to 3 days. And then after that, now you're going to get a probiotic. You're going to get probiotics, because what your doctor should have been giving you is not antibiotics but probiotics. So the probiotics now, you're going to take you have to take like probably 2 to 3 times of the dosage. Get a multi-strain one, and this is going to build back the flora. This is going to build back the bacteria that were killed, so that they can come back and keep the candida in check, right? Yeah, so you need to do that. So what you're gonna do now? So while you're doing that, remember that while you're doing that, So you're going to take the probiotics like probably for a week to two. You're going to take the probiotic for like a week to two. And when you're doing this treatment, it is very important you do not feed the yeast, right? So things like sugar and alcohol in any form at all, you're not supposed to take that. And you must not take dairy, grains and fruits either. No meat and things like that. So you're going to enjoy probably 25 to 30 days, or 25 to a month. Just eat vegetables and nuts and seeds and these things. And just ensuring that you free yourself of the yeast infection, the yeast overgrowth. You build back your intestinal wall, and you should be able to be alright. Bring back your body to the normal condition. So there we go again. What we need black walnut and we need powdered yucca. Mix them together. Take that for like 2 to 3 days, right? Then you get your slippery elm. Take that for like 2 to 3 weeks, right? Then you go back to your black walnut and your powdered yucca again. Take that for 3 to 2 days, and then you get your probiotics. You take that like for a week, 1 to 2 weeks. And while you're taking these things, remember to avoid meat, avoid sugar, avoid alcohol, avoid milk, and all these unnecessary things that are not good for you. Okay, so dairy, grains and fruits, avoid those things. Any sugar in any format, avoid that. So you're just going to feed on vegetable, nuts and these things. Those are some natural things that are good for you. So there we go, people. Thanks for listening to me. Please consider it, and remember that I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just reading and understanding. I would like to share what I read with you guys, because the black race, we need education. It is taken away from us. Like I said, we might be taught on how to fix fan and radio and all these things, but when it comes on to life itself, how to live, how to treat ourselves, how to grow our hair, we don't know that. What to eat, that is taken away from us. That is what is messing us up. Okay? So thanks again. Stay tuned for another video. I'm going to do prostate cancer. That is what affects men, right? So this is what mainly affects women. Now I'm going to do one that affects men, prostate. What really causes prostate cancer. Just the other side of the story, the other side that they're not saying to you. So stay tuned. Please like and share this thing, and subscribe to the channel to make it big. Okay? Help me to help you. Many people need to hear this. Let's give them a chance to hear what I am saying. If you do not believe this, send it to someone who you believe in, because sometimes that's how it goes, you know. If I don't hear from someone who I believe in, I do not listen. So send it to someone who you believe in, not just one person too. Send it to even people who you don't believe in, because sometimes you need to have a reference to compare things. Because if all the person like you think the same way like you, then all of them are going to say the same thing. So send it to someone who doesn't think like you and let them to hear their opinion. You have to have like a cross reference. If you're going somewhere and you don't know the area, you don't ask one person. That person might lead you astray. Ask another person, and ask 3, 4, 5, 6 persons. And then if all of them say the same thing, then probably they are right. So thanks again for listening to my video. Hope you like it. Please like and share, because so many women need help, so many men need help. Thanks again. Blessed love. How good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in love and unity. Africa, we need to unite. We need to love and share with each other. But if we do not put the right food in our mind, I'm afraid that is impossible. We have to stop eating crappy food and detox our mind. That's the only way we can live good. Take it from me. I'm nobody. But I know this, that the food is very important, and they know that. That is why they are giving us the toxic food to control us. Okay? One love, black people, Africa. Let us unite. One love.